Hey everyone, Greg here. I'm joined by Chastity and Mike, and we're going over which film should win Best Picture this year at the Academy Awards.
It's gotta be Blade Runner 2049. I mean, it was the best movie.
Nominated.
It's not nominated, dude.
I can't.
Oh, okay. Bye, Mike. Subscribe to Universe, because we've also got a debate about Best Director. Why are you wearing a tux?
You told me to dress up. Okay, let's look at the list of nominees for Best Picture. We have Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Okay, let's start off with who do we think will win?
All right, so our predictions.
Yes.
All right, I'm going with 3 Billboards because it's sweeping the awards right now. And I know it's a very divisive film, but it won 4 Golden Globes, including Best Drama, and then it won 3 SAG Awards, including Best Cast, which is usually a really good indicator, and then it just swept at the BAFTAs, 5 awards. And I think that's going to really give it a boost because the BAFTAs were on the 18th, and then the final votes go in on the 27th. So I think that's gonna set it over the edge.
I think this year is a little different because of the Olympics. There's more time here. I think if nothing else changed and the voting didn't have to go so far back, 3 Billboards is the winner. There's enough time here. I think Shape of Water is gonna win this.
I think Phantom Thread is probably gonna win Best Picture simply because it is the most pretentious and, oh, you disagree?
Darkest Hour is pretty pretentious.
You think Darkest Hour, a movie about World War II starring shapeshifter Gary Oldman, is more pretentious than a movie about
Phantom
a
Thread's
dressmaker?
more pretentious if we're talking about pretentious films. But
in a Frasier kind of pretension.
Yeah.
I love
also
it.
known as pretension.
I love it.
The Frasier pretension isn't a special kind of pretension. Frasier is just pretentious. All right, you're pretentious, Mr. Tux.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Okay guys, it's a big list. There's a lot of movies on there. We got 9 movies. So let's talk about a few that we think are great, but they're probably not gonna win, and mine's gotta be Lady Bird. It's a great nostalgic film for a lot of people watching this, but I don't see the Academy loving it the same way. This is a much older audience, and they're not gonna see Lady Bird the way we do.
yeah, when we first saw Lady Bird together, I was like, I don't know if I love this film because it resonates with me so hard, like just from Northern California, being almost exactly the same age as the character and just like the same things that I was nostalgic for. Does this resonate with an older audience? And I wasn't sure.
I don't think it did.
It wasn't even nostalgic for me. I mean, I was around the same age. I went to Catholic school. Like a lot of her struggles really resonated with me as well, but I don't think that it leaned heavily on the nostalgia. I'm glad that movie got nominated, but it doesn't feel like the type of movie that is gonna get the Best Picture get the Best Picture award. And like sometimes we're surprised by what winds up winning, but I just don't feel like it's gonna be that. What about The Post?
What about The Post?
How do you guys feel about The Post?
I think a few years ago, it would have won everything. Yeah. The Academy's changed so much that I'm happy that a movie like The Post will not win.
Change for the better.
It's a change for the better in
feels,
so many ways.
It feels kind of like it was checking the boxes for formulaic Oscar bait. And it's just like, check this for score, check this for Meryl Streep, check this for Tom Hanks being different than Tom Hanks.
Did you guys like the movie though?
No, okay. Every scene, it ended with, did it look like Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep? They just wanted to look at the camera and give a wink to the Academy.
That's so funny. I felt the same way, like, hey, you see this movie that we're doing?
All right, how about Darkest Hour?
That movie, again, it's just Gary Oldman. They could have just called it Gary Oldman stars in Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Produced by Gary Oldman.
Yeah, it's completely dependent on Gary Oldman's performance, and it's just a showcase of how good he is.
He's damn good. I mean, I'm not taking anything back from his performance. Right. But when it comes to Best Picture, he's on the screen, I think, for at least 80% of the screen time.
Yeah, pretty much all the scenes have him in it.
It's a well-written movie too. I think it was a beautifully shot movie. I think he should win for Best Actor probably. I don't know, I'm a little bit sick of World War II movies, like
the World War II cinematic universe.
Speaking of Dunkirk, do you guys think that Dunkirk has a shot?
A couple months ago, I thought it was a slam dunk for Dunkirk in
Really?
every category. Only recently, and again after the Guilds, obviously, it changes, but I thought nothing was going to beat that film after seeing it. In the technical awards, I think it's a slam dunk, except for best cinematography, like we talked about earlier, for Blade Runner.
It's going to be Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's got to be Deakins. So,
Or I'm going to walk out again.
now,
Swear to God.
because of this stuff and how everything's changed in technical awards and just the Academy's growing even more, younger, I don't think Dunkirk's going to be in that category either at the end of the day.
I think more people will have voted for Dunkirk than for
Because of
Darkest
Nolan.
Hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now personal picks. Who do we want to win? I would love nothing more for Phantom Thread to win. Again, we just talked about how pretentious the movie was in a Frasier way. I love Frasier. I love this game so much.
All I can hear is the Frasier
I
theme
was saying
song
it as
now.
a negative, but you're saying it's a
Oh yes, it's a positive. I
Okay.
love it. Johnny Greenwood's score, the acting, PTA's direction. It's just the palette.
Is Phantom Thread like the kind of movie that you want to immediately go and watch again? Like, are you gonna put that on? Are you gonna pick up that Blu-ray and like?
It's surprisingly funny too.
I
for a
don't think
movie.
I would ever watch Phantom Thread again.
It was, I think it's an incredibly well-made movie, and just aggravating to watch Daniel Day,
This asshole.
my boy Daniel Day, just be completely insufferable for like 2.5 hours, or however 4 hours long. How long was that damn movie?
Maybe one day you'll change your taste, Alma.
Maybe not.
Maybe you have no taste.
Maybe I like my own taste.
Yes, just enough to get you into trouble.
Perhaps I'm looking for trouble.
Stop!
Chastity, what do you got?
Call Me By Your Name is my choice, my personal pick for Best Picture. And I think it was just truly a special film. It's a relatable and powerful tale about first love. And just the performances were incredible. The two main actors, their chemistry was electrifying, and they were just so good. And it wasn't in the things they said, it was just in the way that they acted, the way that they behaved. And then that monologue at the end from Michael Stuhlbarg was just like one of the most impactful, like, father to son talks I've ever seen, and just like one of the biggest moments of acceptance from a parent I've ever seen on film.
I was in pieces on the floor.
Yeah.
After, like, in the middle and then through the rest of his monologue at the end, and it made me really resentful of my own parents for not being
I think that's
that
all
sick. Also, probably, I gotta check on this, but I think the only Oscar-nominated movie ever in which the protagonist masturbates into a peach, which I think it deserves some credit for.
The director,
alert.
apparently, he tried this too.
You read that too?
Yes.
So the director and the actor who plays Ilio, Timothy Chalamet, they were gonna cut that scene because they thought that it was like too explicit a metaphor. And then they both tried it, and they came back and they were like, no, it's dope. We
can keep it in.
Oh my God.
My personal favorite movie of the year was Blade Runner 2049, which tragically was not nominated for Best Picture.
We'll get to that in snubs.
I think the movie that I would actually pick from this category is definitely Get Out. I think it would be amazing if Get Out won Best Picture because it is, first of all, it is so socially important as commentary and political commentary about where we are, the state of racism today. And on top of that, it is a dope horror movie that's like pretty funny, pretty scary. The performances are all amazing. It's Jordan Peele's first movie, and yet somehow is like one of the best movies of the year.
Knocked it out of the park. I was not expecting this from Jordan Peele, but it was
No one was, right?
really good.
Okay, guys, down the line, who got snubbed this year? Mike?
I mean, I feel like I probably don't have to say it again, but I really think Blade Runner 2049 was an achievement in filmmaking, a wonderful sci-fi movie, and the unlikely sequel to a 30-year-old hit classic that actually becomes more essential than the original. And yet here we are. Chastity?
No, I agree with you. I think that Blade Runner was fantastic, and I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, especially this many years after the first film.
Once Blade Runner crashed in the theaters, they stopped spending money on it. So they're not gonna do a huge Oscar campaign for this movie, and I think that's what hurt it.
Sci-fi movies that are good enough to get nominated for Best Picture come along pretty rarely. Denis' other movie from last year, Arrival, notwithstanding, and I don't know if he's gonna do another sci-fi movie next or for a while after such a massive snub for Blade Runner. I think that good, like really well-made sci-fi movies with the budget and everything going for them need to get recognized when they come along, because this is why we can't have nice things. This is why sci-fi movies are so often relegated to like schlocky B-movie BS.
You look lonely. I can fix that. You look like a good Joe.
So speaking of genres that get snubbed, animation. Coco was incredible, and it was the movie that affected me most emotionally in 2017, and I feel like that's what got snubbed for me.
You just said the magic word, animation. These films all get relegated just to that category for animation now. It's tough for a film to jump out of that into Best Picture nowadays. What, you got Up, Beauty and the Beast, and who else? Was it
Toy Story 3 got nominated for Best Picture also.
Yeah, it's rare. It's not gonna happen.
But when it does happen, it's like a good Disney movie or Pixar or whatever, you know, it's like in this category, and I think that Coco is a better movie than any of those movies.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, if not better.
It's up there with
Up.
With Up.
Anyway.
Please let me in.
No.
Okay, that's it for us over here, everybody. Let us know, what do you think should win Best Picture in the comment section down below.
And also don't forget to check out our other video where we're debating Best Director.
Yes. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I know yours is empty.
I need another drink.
Cheers.